Good day, students. We are starting with another topic today, that is probability. Probability means the chances of occurrence of a particular event. Probability means the chances of occurrence of a particular event, Now, there are two kinds of probability. There are two kinds of probability. One, experimental probability. Two, theoretical probability. Now, one thing that we must know is that the probability of an event should not be greater than 1 and should not be lesser than 0. Note, the probability of any event should not be greater than 1 or less than 0. So in a nutshell, we say 0 is less than probability of an event, This one is also less than, or I can say 0 is less than or equal to probability of an event, or lesser than or equal to 1. So the probability of an event must be either equal to 0 or equal to 1, but should not be greater than 1 or lesser than 0. Okay. Now, the probability of an event that is always 0. These are the probability of events that will not happen at all. Probability of an event that will be equal to 0 all the time is 0. Now, for instance, how how is it possible for what probability of seeing a man with a 10 heads physically? It's not possible. So the probability is 0. What is the probability of finding a cat dancing with a rat? This one is also 0. So probability of an event that will not happen at all, the probability is always 0. Secondly, the probability that is very, very much assured of to happen. For example, the moon comes up when it is its time. The sun always rises in the east and sets in the west. So the probability of the sun rising in the east is 1. The probability of the sun setting in the west is also 1. The probability of a man, a living man, dying one day is also 1. Because all these are events that must surely come to pass. That's why they are 1. But apart from these two types of probabilities, that is with greatest certainty of occurrence and with little amount of occurrence or not occurring at all. So that is probability of being 0, probability being 1. Probability should be between 0. So probability between 0 and 1. So probability of an event fluctuates between 0 and 1. Should not be greater than 1 and should not be lesser than 0. Okay. Now I come back now to what do you mean by experimental probability? Experimental probability is the probability whereby you are told to perform the experiment. You are to perform the experiment. After performing the experiment, then you take observations and you record, and then you calculate the probability. Now, one thing is very, very sure: the experimental probability and theoretical probability, they all have the same formula. Whether it is experimental, whether it is theoretical, they have only one formula. And what is the formula? The formula is this. Probability of an event. This one is equal to number of possible outcomes divided by total number of outcomes. Total number of outcomes. Okay, so this is the formula. Whether it is experimental, whether it is theoretical, they all have the same formula. Number of possible outcomes divided by the total number of outcomes. Now, I give an example. In a family of 5 girls and 5 girls and 4 boys. One of the children in the family of 5 girls and 4 boys, one of the children won a scholarship. What would be the probability if the winner was 1, a boy, 2, a girl, 3, a hermaphrodite. Solution. Now, this problem is known as theoretical probability. Theoretical probability that because the problem has been stated down that you have to solve it. But in experimental probability, you have to carry out the experiment before you get results and before you compute the result. That's the answer. So in this case now, this problem now is a theoretical probability because the experiment has been performed. So now, 1, number of possible outcomes. You said if the winner was a boy, so how many boys were in the family? There are 4 boys. So here we have probability of boys of a boy becomes number of possible outcomes 4 over total number of outcomes. How many children are there in the family? There are 4 boys and 5 girls. That is 4 plus 5, 9. That is 4 over 9. And that's the answer. The probability of the winner to be a boy is 4 over 9. Or you can put it in decimal form. 9 into 4, 0 into point, then into 40, 4, 36. Then 4 again, that's 4, 4, 4. So that's 4 over 9 or 0.44. Now, number 2. The probability of when it was a girl. So, a girl. How many girls were in the family? There are 5. So, here we say probability of girl. This now becomes 5 over 9. 5 over 9. This now becomes, or 9 divides 5 0 into point into 50. That is 40. That is 5, 45, 45. That is 5 again, 50 again, 45 again. 5, 5, 5, 5. Or you can just say 0.56. So the probability of the winner being a girl will be 5/9 or 0.56. While that of being a boy will be 0.44 or 4/9. Now, number 3, a hermaphrodite. Hermaphrodite, that is an organism that has both that male organ and female organ. And this is one we are told that there are only boys and girls. So the probability of having the winner being a hermaphrodite is 0. Is 0 because number of possible outcomes is 0, 0, all over 9. 0/9 is also 0. So this is what we have about probability. One thing you must know is that the probability should not be greater than 1. Should not be lesser than 0. So the probability fluctuates between 0 and 1, and really 0.44 and 0.56, they are between 0 and 1. So this is what I can say about probability. Thank you for using this video, and I want you to try to like and subscribe. Thank you.